Hello, and welcome to Workout 1 for your back to school challenge. We are going to get started here today with a towel. And then if you have glute bands available, there's an option to use those, but it's not necessary. There's plenty of great exercises you can do, or you can create your own resistance without the bands. But if you have them, go ahead and grab them. I also have a mat and a chair and a timer, and we are going to start working on all of the things that support your back, starting mainly with your core. So thinking about your core, I just want to set an intention for you today, and that we make this your focus. The core is the focus here. Having a strong core protects your back muscles. So think about your core as a cube or like a box. And I'm gonna grab my tissue box here. I have one right here. Okay, so I have a tissue box here. So if this were my core, the front are your abdominals. The sides are your obliques. The back side, back here, are your erector spinae, your low back muscles, okay? But there's also a top and a bottom to your core, and those muscles are very important for us to be thinking about. It's very easy to forget about them, especially when you get tired or if your neck is pulling, say when you're doing crunches. So I have some tools for you today to help you relax your neck, to help you really stay focused. But I want you to know, set your intention now, that the bottom of your core is your pelvic floor, your pelvic sling. It comes from your pubic bone back to your tailbone. Those are, I think, all the muscles that hold in everything when you go to the bathroom, turning all those muscles on, okay? Kegel exercises. Ladies, if you've had children, you know what that is. That is your focus, and I will call pelvic floor quite a bit. When I say that, I want you to check with yourself. Are you releasing your pelvic floor, specifically on the eccentric part of the motion or the easy part? So for example, if I do a bicep curl, this is concentric. On the eccentric, are you releasing? Okay, are you just letting go and dropping yourself to the floor? No, pelvic floor stays engaged the whole time. And then the upper part of your core is your diaphragm. So those are the muscles that, like when you and you squeeze and you cough or you shout or clear your throat, your diaphragm kicks in for that. So that part is also important. When I use those muscles, am I keeping my pelvic floor engaged? So, you know, if you've ever sneezed and it's made you pee a little bit, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so chances are pretty good if your pelvic floor isn't strong, you probably have some back issues as well. So that's what we're gonna work on today. All right, so 40-20s, 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. I have a nice little timer here. I'm gonna take you through those exercises. We're gonna start on the floor, and we are gonna do a pelvic tilt. So I'm gonna lie down, but first show you from a standing position. The pelvic tilt is when I push my back flat to the ground, keeping my pelvic floor up. Okay, so thinking about Kegel and then flattening your back. That's the pelvic tilt. Okay, it's small. You might not be able to see it very well from the floor. So just wanted to show you that one. The rest of them, I feel, will be able to show pretty easily. And I'm just going to go ahead and move my camera down so that you're on the same level as me. A little bit closer. No big deal, right? Get a little flipped around. All right. And there we go. Perfect. Okay. So starting on the floor, we're going to start with those pelvic tilts. And as we do that work, we're going to go 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. And you're just gonna flatten your back out for 40 seconds. Just keep practicing pushing your belly button into the floor. Here we go.
Starting session.
All right, shoulder blades back and down. And you're just gonna press down into the ground and then release. Pelvic floor up, press down, and release. Good. Inhale and exhale. Breathe naturally. Good. Keeping that pelvic floor engaged on the down. So when I release, can I keep that pelvic floor up? Good. It probably makes sense to you when you think if you have problems with pelvic floor control, then it could be that as you do your eccentric motions in life, That's when you lose control of that pelvic floor. 2, 1, and break. Nice job. Okay, exercise 2 is glute bridges. So we're going to string together those 2 movements. So we're gonna go pelvic floor, flatten your back, and then push through your heels and lift, okay? And then as you come back down, pelvic floor stays up. Ready? Here we go. Flatten your back, pelvic floor up, lift, and then tap down, keeping the pelvic floor engaged. Pressing through the heels, inhale, exhale, natural breathing here. Good. And then pelvic floor, flatten your back. And then as you come down, you don't have to completely release everything. Maybe it's just tapping your bottom down, but you're keeping that pelvic floor engaged. Good. Hips up nice and high. Check your heels, they're even with your hip bones. And break. Great. Okay, so now we're either going to repeat that glute bridge, or you'll glute bridge hold and then practice kicking one leg out and then slowly returning that foot. Okay? That's going to be exercise 3. Pelvic floor up, lift and hold. If you can, march. If you cannot march, just hold. If you're marching, I want you to focus on keeping your core strong, pelvic floor up, and returning your foot quietly, not dropping it, right? We're staying engaged on the eccentric motion. Hips are high, holding high. Doing great. And break. Nice.
Rest.
Very good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and come up to all fours, and we're gonna go with bird dog. So next up, you're going to extend out your left leg and your right arm. And if you can, I'm gonna have you lift your leg and then bring it back down and switch sides. Extend the leg, extend the opposite arm, lift, and then switch sides. Keep going. So we just opposite leg, extend, lift, leg, hold, and then switch sides. Extend, lift, leg, fire the glute, hold, and switch sides. And we're trying to keep our back in that neutral position. Head, neck, and shoulders in neutral position. And time. Good, so that's bird dog. And then next up is cat cow. So for cat, we're gonna exhale, curl the toes under and round up like a cat. For cow, we're gonna drop our toes, tops of the toes to the mat, drop the tummy down, look up, inhale. Curl the toes under, round up for cat. Good, inhale, drop down, open up for cow. Pelvic floor stays engaged the entire time. Exhale here. Inhale down. Exhale, round up. 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 Beautiful. Nice job. Okay, so next up is the wall sit, or you can use a chair. So level 1, we're going to use the chair for the first set. If you like wall sits and you know how to do them, go for it. All right, feet, knees, hips, all in alignment. So my feet aren't here. Separate the feet a little bit, maybe a little bit wider than hip width. Finding the base of your big toe, pinky toe, heels, stand up, and then set your hips back, have a seat. Now, this might be, oh gosh, this is so easy, right? You might think that, but what I want you to do is focus on your pelvic floor and your core, okay? Can I keep everything tight and strong? Do I plot down when I sit? Core strong, nice and tight there. Have a seat. And you could do this without the chair if you like. If you feel like you need more of a challenge, that's wonderful. Good. Okay, now we're moving into clams. So for clams, you're gonna lie on your side like you're getting ready to take a nap. You're gonna glue your ankles together. Knees are at 90 degrees. Gluing the ankles together, you're just gonna lift your knee. Now, making sure you're not moving your back. Pelvic floor is up. You're just firing your hip. Glute med. It's doing all the work. Once again, these exercises probably look, to some people, easy, right? But if you're having a hard time with your back or with holding your pelvic floor, then these exercises are perfect for you to teach your muscles how to fire while engaging your core at the same time, right? If we make it too hard, then our body forgets and we just compensate. Right, now we're just gonna switch sides. I'm just gonna put my back to you and do the same exercise. You can do the same. Gluing the ankles together, knees at 90 degrees, pelvic floor up, making sure your hips don't move. Here we go. Gluing the ankles together. Making sure the low back doesn't move. You can even take that top shoulder and lean forward even more to really isolate your hip. On the next set, I'm going to put the bands on my knees to add resistance and show you how to make these a little more challenging. But I just wanted to warm you up with these. It's always good to start with the basics. Break. You're doing great. Okay, the next one is towel half crunches. So we're gonna take our towel and it's gonna be folded up long and you're gonna place it at the base of your neck, right where your neck attaches to your head, okay? Now we're gonna lie down and we're gonna flatten our back, pelvic floor up, and then lift to a half crunch. And with this one, what I want you to focus on is pressing your back, the back of your head into the towel and pressing your back into the floor. It's not always necessary to have a flat back, but being able to turn those muscles on to flatten your back, if you have a hard time with that, this is a really good time to practice. Head back into the towel, pelvic floor up. Inhale on the down, exhale on the up. Making sure you keep your pelvic floor up as you come down with your shoulders. When your shoulders go down, are you releasing pelvic floor or not? We don't want that. Okay, we don't want you to release. Okay, last set, pelvic floor up. We're gonna go tuck the chin just slightly, and we're gonna lift up, and you're gonna reach to your right ankle and your left ankle. Now with this one, if you need some neck support, feel free to place one hand behind your head, count out 5 reps, and then we'll just switch hands. After 5 reps, switch hands. You're still reaching side to side as if both hands were reaching, but just giving your neck some support if you need it. Breathing, pelvic floor. And done. And that is your level 1, workout 1 for the back to school workout. Stay tuned. I will be supplying you with more rounds of this particular workout. And thank you so much for watching.